Hi, my name is Brett Horvath, and I'm here with my friend and collaborator, Sean Connor. And we're part of an organization called Kila Ventures, which is a company that incubates and spins off social ventures based around cutting-edge communication technology. We try and take risks where others are afraid to. Every crisis needs at least three things: more help, more coordination, and more information. You can't get enough of that. And if there's one thing that everyone in this room knows, is that crowdsourcing can help with that. There's a battle going on with the old guard in the international development community of whether it works or is reliable, but we're seeing successes, even in very experimental, unusual, non-traditional instantiations of crowdsourcing, like OpenStreetMap. It worked, and the problems, we're developing innovative solutions to try and work those out. Ushahidi is another great example. It's a platform that people can use for multiple purposes, multiple reasons to crowdsource and provide more coordination and information during a crisis. But the problem right now is that we can't get enough help fast enough. There's always an infinite amount of demand for a crisis when it occurs, and supercomputers will not solve those problems. We need lots of people. We need human brains solving these problems and working on them in intricate ways, but we cannot rely on massive mindshare scenarios. George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg will not come and get a lot of people paying attention every time there's a crisis and get us hordes of volunteers. We need on-demand volunteers and people ready to crowdsource, even if there's not a lot of media attention. One great way is we can maintain an active reserve volunteer network. I'm really excited with what Patrick's doing with the task force. I think that's one step in the right direction to have those people ready, on standby, trained, coordinated. We know we can turn to those. You could also pay for it. The UN could hire 1,000 people to work on these problems, standby, or you could use a Turk sourcing process, basically paying for it, using something like Mechanical Turk. But that's probably not going to be a sustainable solution for most crises. We need people all over the place in large quantities. Well, where are people already engaged in massive amounts of simple tasks, every day, clicking away, solving small problems? If there's one place more than anywhere else, it's games. Your mother, your cousin, your younger brother are buying virtual cows, they're clicking on their land, they're solving puzzles, they're matching jewels. That people are playing these games all over the place, millions of them, spending billions of hours every day. These are wasted cognitive cycles that could be directed in a more positive direction. And just on usual consoles, you've got Xbox and PCs and games. People are spending so much amount of their time in their lives engaged in these tasks because they're fun. They're simply fun. Social gaming is another great example. It is exploding in the amount of time that people are devoting to it. There was actually a city council person in Poland that got fired because he was playing Farmville during legislative hearings. I mean, it's just consuming people's lives. So how can we take this social phenomenon and direct it to solving real-world problems? How can we take these very fun, real experiences and get people on the front lines of crisis response? This idea we're calling Playsourcing. And we think there's some really solid opportunities to unleash the network of people playing games. And it's already happening. This is a game called Fold It that is getting 190,000 contributors across the globe figuring out how protein folds. And this game is fun. They come home every night and they try and solve these puzzles, and it's actually contributing to large bodies of needed research. Now, how would this work in practice? Here's an instantiation. You've got a massive amount of text messages or information coming in from crisis, and then it's got to go in some kind of magical cloud thing that will make it all work, and then go to an Ushahidi instantiation. What we envision is that there would basically be a gaming cloud that would have three different stacks of activities or types of interaction. They could be casual games, they could be embedded interaction in games already being played, it could be online or native games, but those three different stacks, you could have translation, people trying to translate them, say, who on Xbox Live speaks Spanish or speaks Arabic? Who can answer these types of questions real time? The next could be tagging. Can we tag this, filter it, see what type of information is reliable, which one isn't? And then the last is geolocation. All of those will get directed back to Ushahidi and getting game players solving these problems. We think that this could do the same thing of what Kiva was able to do for microfinance, is connect people not with donating to an organization, but helping specific people. It created a type of connection, a sense that I'm not just pushing the donate button to some type of organization, but I actually am helping. And so if we can get more people from their living rooms, from their homes, saying, I want to get on the front line, I want to actually help, and try and save someone's life, like the example of someone who knew exactly where that hospital road was, I think we're going to get a lot more people interested in the work that this community does and get excited about getting their hands dirty, spending more of their own time, not just their money, in solving a real-world crisis. And if you want to learn more about Playsourcing, we're just getting started on this idea, and we think there's a lot of opportunity here. Thanks a lot.